Yo, what is up, guys? This is Dylan, aka Christian Deputy here, and today I will be presenting my Week 0 power rankings for the ACDL, the Altered Creation Draft League. I did want to go ahead and put out some thoughts on everyone's draft. And with me today, I do have a special guest. They may go ahead and introduce themselves.
You alright? It's Adam, or kind of stupid.
All right, welcome. I hope to have you here a few more times for the rest of the season. So, for Group 1, I didn't go ahead and place myself, so I only have 15th spot. So at 15th, I have the Galarian Gallade. I really like that they went ahead and picked the Ash Greninja paired with Magnezone, since Magnezone can potentially trap steel types that Ash Greninja doesn't appreciate breaking through, like Corviknight, Celesteela, Ferrothorn, or even something like Scizor, so that it has an easier time to get the battle bonds for the rest of the game. The only issue with that is that people may see that coming and they'll just run a Shed Shell, and now Greninja can't really, or Magnezone can't trap things for the Greninja to just pop off. The good thing about those two is that they can also just pivot out, like click U-turn on Greninja, Volt Switch on Magnezone, and bring something that just breaks holes in teams like Darmanitan or even Hoopa. And then they do have a really big issue, which is like fighting types, and even like they don't appreciate ground types either, as you know, they only have Tangrowth and Togekiss for ground types, and then for fighting types, they really have like nothing except for Togekiss. So Togekiss is going to be feeling overwhelmed by having to do all the defensive work for the team. Speed tiers are also pretty poor, only Greninja being decently fast and everything else being below base 100 isn't really something you want in a draft. And then Monferno being their only stealth rocker can also become an issue if they want to be able to chip things into range for the Greninja. So who did you have for your 15th place?
Or for 16th, since I'm ranking you,
yeah.
I also put them last because while obviously Greninja is super good offensively, and it's paired really well with Magnezone, like you mentioned with Shed Shell, obviously being a thing with like Ferrothorn and Corviknight. They also have Tangrowth and Muck, where they can knock off the Shed Shells, making it easier for Magnezone to trap them. And obviously you have Hidden Power Legal, making it easier for Magnezone.
Mm-hmm.
But like you mentioned, like Monferno being the only stealth rocker makes it harder for like Ashgren to break through teams. Don't get me wrong, Ashgren could run spikes. But obviously you don't really want a Monferno being your only rock setter, do you really? The hazard control is a bit poor as well, being like Togekiss, Defog, or Avlug, Rapid Spin.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a lot of momentum, and it's kind of like really top heavy, and it's hard to understand the draft. You know, you don't really understand the direction they've gone with. They've gone. It's tough to explain, really, isn't it?
Right.
Like you don't understand what was after Magnezone. Okay, you get Tangrowth to knock off the Corviknight, since Corviknight's one of the best Tangrowth switch-ins. Mm-hmm. You get Muck. Why'd you get Muck? Like Greninja breaks through Ghost and bulky psychic types anyway. I like the pick up a Darmanitan, but then why'd you get Hooper? Like I don't know if Necrozma's free in this draft, but Necrozma would have been a better psychic type to pick up since it offered Stealth Rocks. Doesn't basically force you to bring Monferno every week. Also gives setup with like Dragon Dance. I don't think it gets Nasty Plot, does it?
No, it does get Calm Mind though. So
it's Calm Mind and Swords Dance for like moves like Photon Geyser.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand Hooper. Like,
right.
Hooper and Muck don't really make sense on this draft to me.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree there with you. Necrozma could easily have been a better pick instead of the Hoopa, as it is also a bulky psychic that can resist those fighting attacks for Greninja and Magnezone.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe a better. Obviously, like I said, I don't like Muck. Maybe get like a Drapion. I know you. I don't really want to spoil that or anything, but like Drapion could have been a better poison type to pick up from Muck.
Since they
because
could pair
it
those
gave toxic
spikes up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So like maybe a bit of a thought process, and that's kind of why it's 16th. Like there seems no real thought process with the draft.
Yeah, it just kind of picked a lot of like really strong individual bonds without like really taking into consideration what they can do for each other.
Yeah, I respect the mean pick of Shinx though.
Yeah. I mean, Luxio costs the same amount of points, but we take that Shinx pick.
Yeah.
All right. So who did you have as your 15th place?
I put Golden Leg as 15th or Mithril, whatever you want to call him.
Okay. Yeah.
I really like the Fairy Dragon Steel of Mega Diancie, Dragonite, and Empoleon. But then after that, kind of like the draft just fell apart. Like, what's the switch into a rock or fighting move? Like, like he got a Buzzwole, which is obviously a decent pick. Thunderous, which pairs well with Empoleon. But then like Shuckle gives webs, but it's really passive and it kind of makes it 5v6. At the same time, Alakazam is like the best fighting switching on the team, and then he gets Relicanth, which like, what's Relicanth gonna do?
Right.
Hopefully, it proves me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, probably anything Relicanth can do, and Empoleon can do better as a bulky water Stealth Rock setter.
Yeah.
Like, so I think
get Defog.
Yeah, Defog
Relicanth
even
doesn't get.
Yeah. So,
yeah, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on Myth, or the Empire of the Hand, as the team name is. Yeah, so the team is really fast. That's what I like about it. It has the Diancie, Alakazam, and Talonflame, and even like Thundurus being over base 100 is really nice. And Empoleon and Thundurus pair really well too, as they cover each other's checks. But as you said, what wants to come into like a rock or a fighting attack, and like really the best defensive switch in for that is like bringing defensive Dragonite every game, which is going to be kind of awkward. And then like maybe Buzzwole can take,
Yeah, defensive Buzzwole, I was going to say.
Yeah. But I do like that they did pick up a bunch of, well, I wouldn't say a bunch of, but they do have the option of Stealth Rock and Webs. And then with Bisharp there, it really turns off opponents from clicking Defog, as they could potentially get the free Swords Dance off of a Defog.
Yeah, and start putting in a lot of pressure with the Iron Head Sucker Punch combo.
So it can hit really hard. And even though it's slow, it can use that Sucker Punch to pick something off.
Yeah. The team just doesn't really have a solid defensive backbone. Like, on top of rock fighting, Empoleon's forced to be the main water switching, since literally nothing on the team except for Dragonite resists it. And Empoleon doesn't get reliable recovery, so it's forced to rely on the 6% from leftovers. And there's no Wish Pass on the team either. Unless, does Dragonite get Wish? I don't know.
I think Salamence does, but Dragonite does not. But I mean, it does get Roost, but no, not Wish.
I was going to say, he has no Wish Cleric for Empoleon. So obviously Empoleon's not going to be constantly taking Surfs or Scalds, especially if you get Skull Burnt on it.
I feel like it just has to do a lot of the defensive work for the entire team. So even if it can take like those Surfs, those Scalds, those fire attacks well, it is going to be eventually worn down, as its only way of recovery is like rest or the leftovers. So
yeah, I do like the idea you said, where he has like 5 Stealth Rockers and Webs plus Diancie and like Thunderous, and obviously Bishop to deter Defog.
Yeah,
but then like the fact that he has no reliable switching to a lot of offensive moves kind of like bring the draft down in my eyes.
Yeah, so for me, I had put the Saffron Sableye as the second to last place, or 14th in my rankings. For them, I really don't see a ground switch in. aside from like Rotom Wash. Like something like an Excadrill can really just tear this team apart. Like a Bandit Excadrill could just click Earthquake for free and not have an issue. And then I think also the Colossal pick was a little weird if you were planning to get Tyranitar and like Typhlosion, because Tyranitar is easily a better Stealth Rocker, and then Typhlosion has the fire immunity, but Colossal does offer spikes that Tyranitar doesn't, so that could be really cool. And then, I mean, Donphan already rapid spins, and he has two other defoggers in Mega Scizor and the Rotom Wash. So I don't know how I feel about that Colossal pick. I think that could have easily been like something like a flying type, so that he isn't as weak to ground, since his grass type is also half poison in Venusaur, so it doesn't really resist those attacks. Let me see. And then, I mean, I do like that he has the Volturn core with Scizor and Rotom, so that they can bring in like those strong threats, you know, being Tyranitar, the Galarian Darmanitan, and then like even Typhlosion being with access to the heavy duty boots now can really just run Eruption every game and not have to worry about being chipped by hazards. So it'll almost always be at full percentage damage. So then at 13th, for me, I had a Falco, or the Falcon Pounce team, you know, so like Captain Falcon, I guess.
Yeah.
For them, the Double Dragon offense is really powerful. It's like even a Steel type doesn't want to come in, because Kyurem can click Earth Power, and then Water types aren't really an issue for Kyurem, since it now has access to Freeze Dry. And I also like that they have the Double Ground, because they don't share any weaknesses, although that does cost them the Bulky Water and Gastrodon being non-resistant to ice. It actually is neutral to it.
Yeah, it plays the hidden power mind games.
Yeah, and then the HP Grass. So, I mean, being able to make the opponent choose, or have to choose between the ice or grass hidden power, can come into play.
Yeah, for sure.
And then they also have really solid Stealth Rocks options, and they just went and picked them like for their first three picks in Glysaur, Heatran, and then Mega Tyranitar.
Yeah, that's a scary trio, that.
Yeah, definitely. Something.
It's another draft that's like super top heavy though, isn't it? Like Shiinotic doesn't really make sense. Like, Ice-Q doesn't make sense.
Yeah, Luxray can be decent with like the guts boosted attacks. And then,
or
like,
even Intimidate and play as a bulky electric type.
Oh yeah. Intimidate too could be really useful for them.
Yeah, it looks like a team that's like super weak to Horlucha, like Horlucha Coco or something like that. And then Luxray is a perfect check to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Luxray, the Halucha counter.
Yeah. Don't sleep on
it. So yeah, I mean, as you said, with Shiinotic and like Ice-Q, I think Shiinotic's a really awkward pick here, as he already had Superior as like a bulky grass type that does go ahead and get Synthesis, so it can already heal itself up. But I really would have liked to see a better Fairy type pick, because again, Shiinotic's just not that great.
Yeah, it just adds an unnecessary
with Superior
extra weakness.
So it's basically just picking a Fairy type just to have a Fairy type, instead of picking a really decent Fairy type.
Yeah, it's an odd pick, especially when you got Superior as your grass type as well.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about my 14th pick, or?
Yeah, you can go ahead and go with yours.
So obviously I had Galarian Blade 16, Golden Leg 15. I put Cardinal. So the Fuchsia City Fletchinders is my 14. Personally, obviously he has like Dragapult, Edge Slash, Tapu Fini, like really good Pokemon. But then like what's his go switching? Okay, then he drafts slow on top of obviously Dragapult, Edge Slash. He has Slowbro, Claydol. Like he's forced to run basically Grimmsnarl every week against basically any ghost type. And Grimmsnarl, obviously, its main recovery is going to be Drain Punch or Leftovers. Obviously, like at the same time, Dragapult Edge Slash Ghost Spam is obviously super, super good. It forces people to bring that Dark type to come against them. So obviously, Edge Slash can take advantage of that with access to close combat. Obviously, Tapu Fini is like a really good defogger. He drafted obviously Copperajah, Armaldo, Claydol, Carving. Like I don't get the picks of Claydol and Carving because like I feel like it was picked just to add an extra rock setter rather than picks that actually added something to the draft.
Right.
Like he added. It feels like Carving. I don't know what to say about Carving. Like, is he ever going to bring Carving? Like, I
mean, I doubt he will. He does have the Fini as a fairy type, and he does have the Armaldo as a rock type. So I also don't really agree with that Carving pink.
It's like if I'm playing against someone, prepping for 10 Pokemon instead of 11.
Yeah.
And then
basically like, okay, well, this thing's never gonna come instead of like a Tapu Fini.
And then obviously if you have like a Gengar against him, you know that he has to bring Grimmsnarl.
Yep.
Potential maybe Silvally is like normal type. What type could you use a Silvally? Because it could just use Focus Blast on the dark or normal version of it.
Right, yeah, I mean, something like Gengar can just use Focus Blast obviously, on like the normal or dark Silvally.
Yeah, only one person can get Gengar, but like there are others. He basically drafted the 2 offensive ghost types over the Gengar. It's like he just didn't want to lose them.
He basically went, okay, if I'm gonna be extremely weak to Ghost, I'm gonna pick the best one.
Yeah, exactly. Like the team after, like I love Dragapult and Edge Slash and Phineas picks, but after that, it just seems random. Like I love Silvally, don't get me wrong as well, but like I don't understand Copperajah as a steel type when you got Edge Slash. I understand like double Ghost, don't get me wrong, because that's a really good offensive duo, and they cover each other like really well. So like Edge Slash covers the Fairy for Dragapult and the Dragon. Dragapult covers the fire weakness from Edge Slash.
Right.
But Carbink, man. Why did you draft Carbink? And I don't know how he got Kartana pick 15. Like he drafted 3 steel types as well. He hasn't. Wait.
1, 2. Yeah, you're right. We got 3 steel types too. So it's
like, did anyone draft Blacephalon? Because like they'd have a field day against his team.
Right. That thing would just go, okay, which move do I want to lock myself into? He's weak to both of my stats.
Yeah, he just took Shadow Ball 7 times. Like.
Oh, that's what Carving's for. It's the fire resist.
Oh, genius.
Armaldo's neutral to it. Never. Okay. Yeah, we doubted this man. But...
bro, his level's ahead of me, man.
yeah, we didn't know. We don't mean to offend, but
yeah, I take it back. You can be ranked number 1 in our heart.
Yeah. So for my 12, which is basically just one spot, or would be the same spot as yours, since this is my 4th place.
Yeah.
Or this would be my 13th place.
This is my 14th. Your 12th.
Yeah,
isn't it?
So my 12th. Yeah.
Yeah, I think me and you I put this one 14th. You put it 12th, but then I've got Xanatos and Falco in basically the same spot.
13th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went ahead and put them at 12th. The same issues as you just mentioned. Like it's really weak to Ghost with like fighting type coverage even, and then like the Carbink pick is really weird, but we figured it out.
Yeah,
so
we
it's
got
fine.
It.
Yeah, we got it. Let me see him. He also has really nice options in like for game plans, because he can also bring like Screams, Grimmsnarl, and then just set up with everything.
Yeah,
and then just break holes like that. But yeah, I do feel, if anything, probably the Claydol is the thing that just doesn't fit here. This could have been like a better ground type that isn't weak to ghosts because
true.
you already also have the Slowbro that's a psychic type. And Slowbro being grounded poison is really good, so it can absorb those toxic spikes.
Yeah, that's true.
So that you're not always relying on having to defog them away.
I didn't even think about it, but obviously Dragapult Grimmsnarl is like a super good duo. But I feel like now I've just thought about it, the Tapu Fini pick's kind of weird with Dragapult. Because like one of Dragapult's best sets, like Will-O-Wisp and
like
Thunderwave, yeah.
Yeah, so the Hex set.
You're drafting a Mystic Terrain.
He has a terrain.
I didn't, and obviously Dragapult, if the Pokemon's grounded, that's half damage from like Dragon Darts and Draco Meteor as well.
From the Dragon Darts, yeah.
That's super. His synergy's kind of messed up with the team.
Yeah, like he thought about the first two picks or the first three, and then, or well, maybe not the Tapu Fini since that does kind of nerf your Dragapult.
I think he maybe wanted
the first two picks were really good. Right, yeah. It could have been something like
honestly a Milotic or Slowbro.
Yeah, Melodic or Slowbro, Toxapex even.
Maybe not Slowbro since I was talking about the ghost weakness, but you get the point.
Yeah, the other point.
So that suits Dragapult better.
Something could have been something else so that it doesn't have the terrain nerfing itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my tool. So we got to talk about them at the same time. So you can go ahead and go with your next pick.
My 11th, yeah.
What was it? Weren't you at your 14?
Oh, do you want me to talk about Cardinal? My thoughts on them, okay. No.
I mean, we just talked about them.
Yeah, Cardinal was 14, and then they had Zanmatos at 13, who was your 14, I believe.
My 14.
And then they had Falco at 12, who was your 13.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess we just like interchanged. Those last place teams.
Yeah. My 11th was Lavenue or Rivas, whatever you want to say.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't get me wrong. No, wait. I was looking at the wrong team then. I went to start talking about who I put fifth. Okay. Like Tapu Lele, super good. Urshifu, super good. And then he started to get Rain. And obviously, you got Vikavolt Webs, which is obviously a super good idea. But then I don't understand the idea to get Electric Terrain on the team since there's obviously no Tapu Koko to pick. So, and I don't feel like Pincurchin fits the team, so to speak. Like, he's playing Terrain Wars with himself. Like, I think that's like the best way to put it. Because, bro, he can run Psychic Terrain Tapu Lele, he can run Misty Terrain Weezing, and he can run Electric Terrain Pincurchin.
Electric Terrain Pincurchin, yeah. Man's insane. He just needed the Bulu and Rillaboom to finish off his draft.
Yeah, that's all he needs. But, like, the team's super weak to Ice. To be fair, it's super weak to opposing Psychic, which can have taken advantage of Lele.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's kind of hard, like, Dracovish is obviously super good in standard play because he's literally banned, but every single team, for the most part, you're going to see a bulky water. So Dracovish kind of doesn't make... I feel like Dracovish actually hurt this team more than helped. I feel like he picked it just for the sake of it. I feel like a better dragon for the team, like, to be fair, like a Dragalge would have been really good for this team, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, Dragalge would have been really nice.
But obviously... I like the idea of Webs plus Rain since there are a lot of Pokemon, maybe like a Jolteon that could run Choice Scarf with Hidden Power Grass for Swampert, or even like Quick Feet, Flame Orb. I really don't like the idea to get Electric Terrain with the team, and his Ice resist is Reboot.
Yeah, like he's mono weak to Freeze Dry.
Yeah, mono.
The only thing that wants to come in on that is Reboot. Like
look at Kyurem and then look back at this team.
Yeah, Kyurem just kind of like runs him over.
Yeah, I just don't. It's hard to it's hard to say what's good about the team when there's so much wrong with it. But obviously, like from an offensive standpoint, like Tapu Lele, obviously super good Pokemon, barely any resist to it. And then You have
Yeah.
Urshifu, which has U-turn, so obviously you're going to be forcing in the bulky grass types. You're going to be forcing in the bulky waters. You're on protective pads because every single person against Rapid Strike, because of like what I found out the hard way with Surging Strikes, if you run protective pads U-turn, you can get into Tapu Leles for free. You can get into Vikavolt, which to be fair is actually really good with Urshifu. Because obviously, like I said, the bulky waters, bulky grass. You get I'm flipping out English, Adam. You get Vikavolt in. Vikavolt has bug coverage for the grass. Well, bug stab rather.
Yep.
Has electric
And
coverage
then
for
the
the
electric
water.
also covers the waters. Yep.
And like a Swampert, maybe it has Energy Ball. I believe it only got access to Roost this gen. I might be wrong on that, but obviously it has Roost now. Has webs as well. I believe that's just this gen as well.
Yeah.
Which I've mentioned. But then obviously, like I mentioned before, with the electric terrain, he's just got 2 electric types for no reason when he's already got Vikavolt. And then like no grounded poison as well, which is a bit of a yikes.
Well, the Weezing can be grounded if it doesn't run Levitate.
I feel like you need Pelipper. Yeah, I guess he's not really. Yeah, to be fair, I forgot about
Not
that.
really like
I was prepping for a regular
super
Weezing the other day. Forgot that could
the
get
ground.
a lot of abilities.
Yeah.
I always forget when I see Weezing has new abilities now. Okay, I'll take that back. It has a grounded poison. But
yeah, he does have that ground poison potentially.
I feel like if you've got Dragouge over Weezing and Dracovish, that gives him like a free slot for something better for the team. Like if you get what I'm saying, I don't understand the Dracovish pick. I feel like he just got that for the sake of it. Like I've said.
I mean, I think even like Dracovish and Rain could be really threatening. Yeah. Like even bulky waters don't want to come into a banded creature's Ren in Rain. Like those are getting 2 KO'd regardless.
We've all saw the screenshots of the Tox effects.
Yeah. So that poor Tox effects, man. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah. But like in draft leagues, like I said, for the most part, most teams are getting a water absorb mon, or a bulky grass that can maybe take advantage of it. Or obviously like a bulky dragon, to be fair, that might want to try and take a Fisher's Rend, I guess. Might.
Yeah. I mean, I want to say spoilers here for when you talk about my team, but I made the 5-head play of drafting Mega Bombasno so that he can't hit me with a rain boosted Fisher's Rent.
Genius, bro. Genius.
Yeah, genius.
You're ahead of the game, bro. Yeah. What do you think about the team,
I'm
bro?
thinking of things. I think, as you said, they had a lot of offensive options. Like they could choose. Raichu can do like a lot just by itself with either electric terrain from Pincurchin to spam rising voltage, or spamming thunders in rain, or even spamming like the psychic move in psychic terrain. Like I think the Raichu pick was really nice to complement all of those options.
Yeah.
And then again, as I mentioned, Dracovish having the rain boosted potential on those Fish's Rens can just like murder everything it looks at that doesn't have a water immune ability.
Yeah, that's
true. And then as you mentioned, Vikavolt is really good here too because it can pressure those grass and water types for the team that a lot of things don't like the Urshifu, the Swampert, the Dracovish even, and then like Raichu at some points can like not really like being in against those grass types.
Yeah.
And then Toxic Spikes on Weezing is really cool. I think like my issue is that Swampert is the only stealth rocker.
Yeah.
Even though I mean I did put them a bit higher up. I put them at like 8th.
Yeah.
But Swampert being basically locked to stealth rock every game and then like 3 other moves can be an issue if he does decide to bring those stealth rocks. But as I mentioned, the Weezing also gets Toxic Spikes, and Vikavolt can set those webs up as well.
Well, Pincurchin gets spikes and T-spikes as well, I believe.
Oh yeah, Pincurchin gets spikes, right?
Yeah, I believe it does, yeah.
Oh, that's not...
Yeah, I believe Pincurchin gets spikes.
Oh yeah. Pincurchin also gets both spikes. Yeah, wow, that's really interesting. I did not know that. But
Okay, that makes the concussion pick a bit better in my eyes.
Yeah, that makes it a 5-head pick too.
Yeah, genius, bro.
But
Terrain was with himself.
Again, as we mentioned, this team just does not like freeze dry at all.
Yeah.
Unless he's gonna be bringing Assaultless Reboot to come into those, and that I don't think that's probably coming, or UV Light. Yeah, I did put them, as I said, at 8th for me, because I feel like their offense is really strong if he does get to play games as he wants. So if he has the momentum, he's probably stealing games.
Yeah.
But if the opponent gets momentum on him, it's going to be really hard to find switch-ins to a lot of big threats.
Yeah, I feel this draft has the same issue I had with Cardinals, where I think it was Cardinals, where there's no defensive backbone. Might have been
I think that was
the Blades. It was the Blades,
Golden Leg or Blades, yeah.
Oh no, Golden Leg was Golden Leg, where there's no defensive backbone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, weak to opposing sidekick that can take advantage of Lele terrain, and mono weak to freeze dry, like we both said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who did you have at 11?
So, my 11th was the Toronto Razor Leafs. I feel this team looks really strong on paper, right? With those sticky webs from Araquanid, letting things like Heracross, Volcanion, Landorus, Rillaboom, and even something like Exploud outspeed everything.
Yeah.
But I feel it's too reliant on those webs. The only fast option is Meowstic.
Yeah.
And Meowstic's Meowstic. That's not what I'd say good pick offensively, at least, to take advantage of that speed.
Hey, don't talk crap about that. Me and Luck's screen set.
Right, it's just gonna trap and then click screens and get out.
Yeah, exactly.
So that Araquanid can for sure set those webs up, and then the whole rest of the team kills everything.
Yeah,
but like I was saying, I feel it's too reliant on the sticky web. Everything else is going to be outsped. It's going to be taking a lot of damage before they get to move. But if their game plan does run how they want to, it could be really, really threatening.
Yeah.
And then the defensive core of Amoonguss and Chansey, and then Skarmory added on that too, sounds a little gross. That's going to be a little difficult to break through.
Yeah.
And then, what was I going to say? The Landorus and Skarmory being the Stealth Rocks, as well as the only defoggers, can also become an issue because, Lando doesn't have recovery. Skarmory does, so it could probably fill the role a lot better. But Lando, if it needs to come defensive for whatever reason, that they have a strong electric type with Taunt to basically make Chansey useless.
Yeah.
Right. Landorus isn't really going to be appreciating having to come in every single time on that electric type.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my thoughts on them. I had them at 11th.
Yeah, I put these at 9th. This draft is the definition of weak to Bolt Beam.
Yeah. Definitely.
I don't understand Amoonguss on this draft. This is another team that could have used Dragouge, in my opinion, since he didn't draft a dragon, did he? I don't believe he did.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't actually draft a dragon either.
He didn't. Did he get a fairy either? I can't see a fairy.
So he also doesn't have a fairy. You're right. Yeah. Can't believe I didn't see that now.
But Lando T and Rillaboom's a super good offensive duo. So Lando T and Rillaboom both get U-turn, which what the both Pokemon not maybe a bulky steel type. You got Volcanion for it.
Yeah.
I like Heracross for this team with webs. Maybe not the fact that he got Arachnid. I feel like Vikavolt would have been better with this draft. But obviously we saw Edwin draft it, or Lavenu, whatever, rather. But obviously that Skarmory Chanty Moongus course sounds disgusting.
Yeah.
Like you said, the way you beat is like a good offensive Tautmon. To be fair, like looking at this draft, look at 20 or like a Celesteela maybe.
Yeah, I think something bulky with recovery could become an issue if you just keep bringing it in on like one of the threats.
We'll see.
To pivot, bring it back in on like Chansey, heal up, and then it's like you never hit it in the first place.
Yeah, you brought up Lando T not getting recovery, but he drafted. While I'm not the biggest fan of Chansey, he did get the second highest HP with Wish support. Like,
yeah, he can Wish pass into it.
I know he can't get Wish Port, which would have been nice.
Yeah, it has teleport now.
Yeah, teleport. Oh, bro, I still don't like that move. But yeah, Wish. I know he can't run teleport and Wish on the same set, but obviously Wish Chansey, the Pokemon that take advantage of Chansey mainly are fighting types. Landorus T is one of the best fighting switchings in the game. You Wish you get Lando T back up to full. I like the idea with the draft. Like, obviously Lando T and Skarm being the only rock setters on the team is a bit. Oh, Chansey too, to be fair.
But, that's true.
He has three decent rock setters. Defog Landorus, Defog Volcanion, Defog Skarmory, which is weird since he's drafted webs, and you don't really want to be running Defog plus webs.
Since you're gonna have to be getting rid of those webs.
You're gonna set webs and then bring in your Skarmory and click Defog. Like, that's just not what you want.
Yeah. And then you're gonna have to put the webs back up, and it's like,
yeah, it's a bit of inconvenience. Ampharos is a bit cool though. Like, I hope he uses Ampharos well.
Yeah, I think if he just picks like one solid like over base 100 Pokemon, like the draft can like be salvageable.
Yeah, like this is a draft that could use like a Latios.
Yeah, definitely. It could use something like even like Salamence could be decent.
Yeah, true. Well, maybe not Latios since he drafted Bulky. Maybe Latias. Maybe Latias instead.
Yeah.
But this is another team, like I said, that could probably use a Dragouge because Dragouge got Flip Turn as well. Got Toxic Spike.
Yeah, Dragouge is really nice.
Grounded Poison. And
Grounded Poison as well.
I was going to say Defog.
Always got to have one of those.
And he's the Dragon type that he doesn't have.
Yep. And then those adaptability Draco Meteors are going to hurt anything that comes in.
And what wants to take him, you can just Flip Turn out on.
Yeah.
Does he get Flamethrower as well? It doesn't, does it?
No, I doubt it does. I don't think so.
Don't say that'd be a bit of a problem.
I think it'd be a lot, but it does get Focus Blast for
Focus
Steel type.
Like,
and I mean, I guess now we do have hidden powers here, so we can't do like hidden power fire even.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I like Explode as well. I think Explode plus Webs is ridiculous. Obviously, Scrappy.
Yeah, definitely.
Scrappy Boom Burst is insanely hard to switch into.
It's like, what's coming into that? Like, that's not like a Steel.
I like how he has chances, and that's his Explode switch. That's an Explode switching.
Yeah, that's an Explode switching.
Yeah, bit slow. I like the idea of the team. I don't understand Webs with 3 defoggers though. That's the only issue I have with the team.
I think this definitely would have benefited from at least even like a rapid spin user, so that he doesn't have to get rid of his own hazard.
To be fair, this is a team that could use Claydol, but Cardinal took it.
Yeah. So maybe they can work something out.
Maybe, yeah. Cardinal can have the me look screens me out stick.
Yep.
Oh my god.
All right, yeah. So that was my 11th place. What was your next place pick? Which is
10.
What now? Year 10?
Yeah, for 10, I had the Golden State Wartortles. Obviously he went the rain path as well with like Kingdra, Politoed. I love the Mamoswine pick, but at the same time, that's his only flipping out. I need to like stop stuttering over my words. Okay, it's his only rock setter.
Yeah,
I still don't know how he got Corviknight pick 10, which is ridiculous.
I mean, I have no idea either.
Mamoswine's his only real electric switching, since like Aldegos is way too passive in my opinion. It's like this is another one of those weird teams that's like really top heavy, but the lack of rocks really hinders it. It's like Kingdra, the way Kingdra breakthrough teams is obviously. I know it got flip turn as well, so it can like get out, maybe get into a Gardevoir and Entei that better takes on Kingdra than those two. But like Kingdra, you want to be able to chip down Pokemon. You want to be forcing Pokemon to take damage they don't want to be taking. Like I know he can T-Spike with Weezing, but that's easily solvable with a grounded poison, which, in my opinion, every draft should have.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the check marks I always like to hit.
Yeah, grounded poison's huge. But obviously Kingdra, while I love Kingdra, I don't think he was a round 1 pick, and he lost a lot in his draft simply by picking it round 1.
Yeah.
I don't understand the pick of Horlucha, although saying that Weezing and Indeedee give him terrain access. Now I think about it. Indeedee's super good with that expanding force. He got Psychic Terrain plus Gardevoir, which is super nice. I don't know. So he got decent spin, I guess, with Morpeko and Aldegos, which with T-Spikes is nice since we said with the previous draft, you don't want to be drafting like Webs plus Defog. He got spin plus T-Spikes, so he can keep them up. He also has access to like Defog Corluch and Defog Corviknight. Corviknight's main checks are electric types or fire types. He has Mamoswine or Rain for those. So while he got Corviknight pick 10, he got covered for that in the rest of his draft. I just feel like only one rock setter, even though it's Mamoswine, and Mamoswine is probably a top 3 ground type in Draft League. It's not going to be enough. It's like, you're not going to be wanting to run Stealth Rock Mamoswine every week, even though for the most part you can run Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and Earthquake every week and just get away with it because of how good Mamoswine is. Some weeks you're going to be wanting to run like Superpower, maybe a knockoff or something like that. Maybe a sub, to be fair. Trigger even.
I went ahead and put them at like what was it, 6th place. I felt that, as you said, even though they did get that Corviknight pick really late, they did cover its main weaknesses really well with the beginning of his draft.
Yeah.
And then the Indeedee paired with Gardevoir is really threatening, as well as the Rain. The Rain's really threatening. Yeah. Mamoswine's really threatening. Like he just has a bunch of big threats. And then even something like Hawlucha can take advantage of that terrain as well to get its unburden off.
Yeah.
And then just potentially sweep teams if Kingdra and Gardevoir just punch holes through everything before it sets up.
Yeah.
And then, as you mentioned, Mamoswine being the only stealth rocker can be an issue because, as you said, it may want to run that like coverage move 1 week, but being forced into the stealth rock, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, and Earthquake could like not really allow it to.
Yeah.
And then the Toxic Spikes are really nice with Weezing, as well as getting 2 rapid spin users. And then again, Corviknight being a really solid bulky steel type with defog and recovery and U-turn, like that's really nice. Corviknight can also pivot into like his bigger threats that it doesn't want to be in against.
Yeah, for sure. I like what Indeedee offers over like Tapu Lele as well. Gives psychic terrain, and it's a ghost immunity at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like I said, Mamoswine's the only electric immunity on the team. He drafted Rain. It's like that's a bit of a problem in itself. Like you're going to use Morpeko and Aldegos as your electric switches.
Yeah, I think most of the time, if you're going to be wanting to bring that Rain, you want to go ahead and bring your Politoed, your Kingdra, your Mammal Swine, and then like really you're like locked into 3 more things.
Yeah.
And
well, I love
I
Entei
don't
as
think a
well.
lot
Like Entei on Rain's a bit of a weird one in itself. Unless he gets Weather Ball.
Yeah.
Weather Ball, a Watertight Weather Ball would be super good on it.
Kind of nuts. But I mean, the things that are going to be coming into like the rain mons are something like grass or water types.
Yeah.
So,
but Kingdra with Hurricane, super nice.
Yeah, Kingdra getting Hurricane is really nice for a rain mode like this, since it can potentially pick off grass types.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, I don't think Eldegoss is going to be fitting into those last 3 spots a lot of the time.
Yeah, that just makes him even more electrically. He's forced to get killed before he gets killed.
Right, yeah. He has to start off with offense before the opponent starts getting their game plan off.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of weak to set up in a way. Like
yeah. Uh-huh.
Like the speed tiers in this one, other than like Lucha's a bit weird as well. So like
that's what I was about to mention.
Base 100 with like Entei and Gardevoir is okay. Don't get me wrong. And the 100 and what 24 is it with Lucha? I believe it is, or 119. It's around there.
18 or something.
Yeah.
It's around there. It's like
but
around
with
the one.
Unburdened, don't get me wrong, is still good. But then he relies on Rain for Kingdra to be an offensive threat for the most part. Don't get me wrong, it can be good outside of Rain. Like, look what David did in PFL with the sub focus energy Dragon Dance set outside of Rain.
Yeah.
It can be a threat, but with this team, for it to excel, it does need Politoed to come. And obviously that gives its own problems in itself, since that doesn't have reliable recovery.
Yep. So, yeah, I had them at 6, and then let me go ahead and see my 10th was the Golden Leg. We did already go ahead and give our thoughts on them.
Who was that? Sorry.
For my what?
Who was your number 10? Sorry.
The Empire of the Hand.
Yeah, my
Golden Leg.
15. Yeah.
Yeah. I put them at 10th just because.
You want to go into number 9 first then, or? Oh yeah, I've already discussed mine at 9. Yeah, I've discussed mine. Mine was Scott 20. Toronto Rays loose.
Yeah. So for my 9th place, I had the PKS Shadow Ballers.
Yeah.
I really like that they just went ahead and drafted like full Trick Room, and then with like the Sun option in Torkoal and Exeggutor. Obviously, Exeggutor could have been Venusaur, but that was picked a few rounds before the Exeggutor pick, so he didn't get to do that probably.
Yeah.
But I think, like, on paper, the first thing I can see is a massive Ghost type weakness, with only Porygon 2 being able to take those on.
Yeah.
And even then, like, something I always like to do against Eviolite normal types is run like a sub trick set, and then make them bulky. Yeah. Give them, like, on something like Gengar, what I would do is like make it bulky Black Sludge, trick, make them lose turn or health every turn, while they also lost through Eviolite, and then just wear them down with like paint splits and things like that.
Yeah.
So if someone's able to get creative against this team, it could be an issue.
Yeah, it's really one-dimensional in the sense that it relies on Trick Room.
Right, yeah. Everyone looking at this team is going to go, oh, okay, game plan, stop Trick Room.
Yeah, it's not to say that the team isn't good in that sense, but yeah, it's super one-dimensional. I love the fact he got Melmetal plus Hatterene. Mega Slowbro is a bit odd, like in the sense that he got Hatterene the next pick. Maybe he could have traded that away and got what would be a good idea. It felt like base Diancie would have been good on this draft, in my opinion.
Maybe what's like a good strong Mega? Maybe something like Mega Camera could have been cool.
Yeah, Mega Camera. That's a good idea. Instead of that gets rid of the Sun aspect, since Exeggutor is not to like it could be good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the best
Yeah.
Sun Abuser going.
I mean, even then, you could go like Turkle, Executor, Mega Camrupt in Trick Room, and now your Mega Camel has Sun.
And
so those and Sheer Force. So it's like, okay, this thing's gonna like probably Oko something every turn.
Yeah, give it Sun, give it Solar Beam for the bulky waters.
Yeah. I mean, bulky waters will probably go down to a Sun boosted Eruption or like Fire Blast Sheer Force.
Yeah, Mega Camera would be super nice on this team.
Yeah,
I love the Como pick as well.
Yeah, Como getting Stealth Rocks, even like, does it get Dragon Dance? I believe it gets Dragon Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it gets like Dragon Dance and then Iron Defense, Body Press now.
Yeah, that's
Clangorous
nice
Soul or what is it? Clangorous Scales with Throat Spray. Like that could be really decent.
Yeah, Clanging Scales or Boom Burst to trigger Throat Spray.
Like
I love Como's in that like weird speed tier of like 85, isn't it? Where it can actually take advantage of Trick Room and it can be a fast offensive threat.
Yeah.
Similar with like Conkeldurr as well. I think Conkeldurr's like base 65, isn't it, or something? Unless it's a bit slower.
No. Conkeldurr is like way slower. It's like 35 or something.
I thought Conkeldurr was like 65. Whoa. Okay, I'm mistaken then. I thought Conkeldurr was a bit faster than that.
45.
But then he has like Rhyperior, that's a good Trick Room abuser. And he has Malamar, which can set its own Trick Room or like super power as well.
Yep.
It's like it's a super good Trick Room team. It's like, you know what's coming. And it's really hard to stop. It's like Hatterene can Magic Bounce, Taunt. You could run Mental Herb.
Slowbro can like
stuff,
Slowbro can tank like a hit.
Yeah.
Malamar could be kind of weird, but Porygon 2 for sure can tank any one hit.
Yeah. It's like you drafted like 7 Trick Room setters, and then he was like, I don't want to be mono Trick Room. Let's grab Torkoal plus Executor.
Yeah.
Did he have a Grounded Poison? This could be, no Grounded Poison. So this could be
no Grounded Poison.
This could be stuck to whittled down by Toxic really easily.
Right.
The
other big issue. Yeah, the other big issue is his only like hazard removal is Magic Bounce Hatterene and like Rapid Spin Torkoal.
Defog Conkeldurr, bro.
Oh, that's true. Conk gets defog. Yeah. But I mean, even then, I don't think you want to
attacks, or bulk up.
Yeah, you want to use your Conkeldurr to hit things really hard with its massive stat, attack stat, and then like guts. So you don't want to be bringing defog on that.
Well, you could because it forces a lot of switches, but for the most part, you want to be swinging, as Stephen would put it.
You want to be chunking things, especially if you're under those limited Trick Room teams or turns.
Yeah, I wouldn't be looking forward to facing a Malmel in Trick Room though, with double Iron Bash. My God, this it looks disgusting, but super one-dimensional. Relies on like Marowak for the most part. You're going to be running Fit Club, Hatterene. You're going to be clicking Trick Room or Calm Mind. Slowbro for the same. You're going to be clicking Calm Mind. Maybe Plot if you're feeling a bit feisty. Mountain is going to be clicking double Iron Bash. Como is like the only versatile Pokemon on the team.
Yeah, just about. Or like Executor to some extent, where it's like, okay, is it fast or is it slow? But that's about all the versatility you're going to get out of that.
I'm quite lucky with this one. I ranked this my 8th team, so I've just covered this at the same time as you, basically.
Yeah.
So
that was my thing with it. It was just really one-dimensional, and all these slow mons just like it gives their opponents, the ability to just, okay, well, I'm just going to choice band this because I know you're not going to outspeed me and I'm going to hit you really hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's what you don't want to be in Draft League, and that's predictable. And that's, you can look at the team and know exactly what's coming every single week.
Yeah. Well, maybe not like every move, right?
But obviously,
You know the game plan's going to be, okay, click Trick Room. And then start hitting things.
Or combo, click Iron Defense, or Dragon Dance.
Yeah.
Click Cell Move, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Combo setup or click trick room
Or
and hit
rocks, yeah.
smoking. Yeah.
Depends on. See, it's like I said, Como was literally the only versatile Pokemon on the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to move on or talk about your 8th pick?
Yeah, we can move on with you. Oh well, my eighth was the LA Venusaurs, which we already got to talk about.
Yeah, that was my 11. So number 7. You want to get to your 7?
My seventh. Yeah, let me see. I have the Jacksonville County Jolteons.
The Jolteon.
So yeah, I feel they just went ahead and drafted mono like choice band Pokemon like Victini, Sapabulu, something like Flygon, and like Hitmontop can also be choice banded if he really wants to.
Yeah,
And I
Bandit
feel a
Rapid's
lot of
been
his
broke.
game plans. Yeah, Bandit Rapid's been broken, especially with that buff and technician.
Yeah,
B75
exactly.
Rapid Spins
Don't
was
sleep
coming in
on
on that. Yeah. So I feel a lot of the game plans are just gonna be punch holes with like Victini and Bulu, and then clean up the rest of the team with like Lopunny and Jolteon.
Yeah, for sure.
So I feel in that aspect, it's really one dimensional. Like a lot of things aren't very threatening unless they get like a boost up, like Flygon with Dragon Dance, Ribombee with Quiver Dance, things like that.
Yeah.
And then Bronzong and Miltank being the only Stealth Rock users is I'm not gonna say bad. I'm gonna say like a little like not what you want.
Yeah.
Right, because you mostly you want to bring that bulky steel in Bronzong, and then if you're bringing Bronzong, you're not gonna bring Miltank because they basically do the same job.
Yeah, true.
Which is to Stealth Rock and then tank hits. So I feel like he definitely could have grabbed another type of hazard like Spike or Toxic Spike because he does have Sticky Web with Ribombee.
Yeah.
Which could help things like Victini and Bulu not have to be fast or even run things like Choice Scarf so that they could just come in and like start slamming things and for them to be cleaned up later.
Yeah.
I mean, they do have really good options to get rid of hazards. Well, I'm not going to say really good. They're like decent at best.
Yeah.
Like Flygon Defog, Skuntank Defog, Ribombee with Defog, which you're probably almost never going to bring. And then Hitmontop with Rapid Spin. Like, pretty decent. And then I think they're like Flygon and Quagsire are a little weird here. I definitely would have picked like a stronger ground type to replace both of them and then picked a better bulky water because Quagsire's stats are kind of poor and like the only thing you really pick it for is for unaware.
Yeah.
And it not getting Stealth Rock as your ground type is also not the best thing.
Yeah, drafting 2 ground types for no rocks is a bit of a yikes.
Yeah. That's my thoughts on them.
Yeah. I personally had them 4 because like I really like the team. It has U-Turn, Victini, obviously a bit kind of versatile in a sense because it can run physical and special sets equally well. Obviously on physical, it'll run like Fusion Bolt or Bolt Strike. It's Bolt Strike, isn't it? Yeah, Bolt Strike V-Create, super good duo with U-Turn as well. Gets Trick to obviously take out like, well, I wouldn't say take out, but you can trick like Choice Band onto like Chansey and stuff like that. Its special sets are super good. Then he's paired that with like Tapu Bulu. I feel like this is kind of like slept on in the sense of how good like Banded and Scarf sets are. But it does have access to like Subseed sets. I believe it gets Taunt, Bulk Up, and Swords Dance as well, which is super nice. And it's like you said, like you got Victini Bulu coming in, smacking as hard as it can, and then you're going to be cleaning up with Lopunny, Jolteon. I feel like the only glaring issue, like I said, is having a ground type with no rocks. It's like Quagsire. Maybe trying to think of like a better ground type than Quagsire.
Probably like most ground types. I think
like
something like
a Crocodile over a Quagsire,
honestly.
Or Hippowdon, yeah. Hippowdon would have been
like
really good.
Hippowdon or Crocodile would have been really nice.
I like Flygon. You said a stronger ground type. Obviously, Flygon actually gets Dragon Dance, and it's a super good Choice Scarf Pokemon.
Right.
Bronzong I like because he gets iron defense body press, which is super nice because
Hmm.
the main thing that punishes Bronzong previously was dark types, and Bronzong has a way to punish those now.
Yeah, I mean, especially something like knockoff, since it doesn't have recovery outside of leftovers.
Yeah,
So now, if it's able to iron defense and body press something,
yeah,
it could punish it for making it lose its item.
yeah. Bronzong also gives him a trick room aspect with Victini. So like Victini, if he clicks V create, speed gets lowered. So in trick room, it's technically getting faster at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And Rabombi, obviously, I don't know how he got that pick 11. Because like, there's been a few where late round, I'm like, how have they been still there? Rabombi's one of the best
Yeah,
sticky web
I think.
users.
Yeah, I think Group One like started picking their
Yeah,
sticky web users
I think
really late.
Rabombi gets. I feel like it gets skill swap. So obviously, the best way to punish like a Rabombi is maybe like a Magic Bounce Pokemon, or like
Mm-hmm.
Magic Bounce to be fair. So you skill swap, take the Magic Bounce from like a Mega Sableye or something like that, and then you get free webs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically like a mold breaker in a sense.
Yeah.
I love Miltank. Like Miltank's one of my favorite draft league Pokemon. He just sits there, eats hits. Hitmontop is super nice as a spinner, and he got obviously triple axle, which is super nice move to punish
Triple
flying
axle.
types.
Yeah.
And technicians with base 180 move, which is ridiculous. But it's like
Yeah,
36 and
pretty
90,
much.
isn't it? Um,
I think it's 20, 40, 60. So yeah, it goes 30, 60, 90.
yeah, base 180 physical move from a Hitmontop.
Yeah, so that could be a really nice offensive threat
Yeah, and like
with
we said,
something like a life orb.
yeah, Bandit Rapid Spin, bro. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, Banded Rapid Spin's definitely gonna be
But
the
yeah,
tech.
I really like this team because I know Josh well from the past, and how he likes to draft is hit hard and then
Uh-huh.
clean up basically, and that's exactly what he's achieved. He's got obviously
Yep.
webs access. Maybe his rock setters are a bit on the lower end, like Miltank and Bronzong. Not saying they're bad or
Mm-hmm.
anything, but Quagside I don't think fits in. Maybe he could have got. To be fair, if he got like a Milotic over Quagside, that
Yeah.
would have made the team a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, he had decent momentum with like Victini U-turn. Lopunny gets baton pass.
Lopunny
Do you like
U-turn now.
U-turn? I didn't even think of that, bro. I
Yeah,
was about to say,
Lopunny got
yeah, I
U-turn.
forgot about that. U-turn of close combat, so it doesn't have to risk missing high jump kicks.
Yep.
Jolteon Volt, which fly on U-turn. Rabombi U-turn as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like he got a lot of the key pieces for a draft, and then I feel like he filled in his holes like really well, personally.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, like really the biggest thing is like that Quagsire. And that Quagsire definitely could have been like a better bulky water or a better bulky ground.
Yeah.
And the draft would have
Well,
looked
like
a lot
to be
better to
fair,
me.
a Jellicent over Quagsire would have been like ridiculous as well.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. That the only glaring issue mainly is that Quagsire and the lack of better rock setters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my seventh place team.
My
And
seventh.
then I had
My seventh. I put the San Francisco. So this is my seventh. So I'm
mhm.
God. I feel like this one. It's to be fair, it's another case of like really top heavy. So like you got Zeraora, but Landorus I, Mega Altaria, Incineroar, Keldeo, Celebi because he gets like nasty plot. But then
Mhm.
you see Smeargle, and personally I'm not a fan of Smeargle, although
Mhm.
it can be anything you want basically. It can nuzzle to paralyze you. It can rapid spin away hazards off lead. It can
Set up
webs, toxic spikes, rocks.
Mhm.
It can offer momentum like Volt, which you turn, flip
Mhm.
turn. So obviously for like this specific team, Smeargle actually fits in well.
Mhm.
But like Double Aid, I feel like he could have got a better steel type, although it did give him a ghost type for spin blocking.
Mhm.
I'm trying to like. It's just one of those teams where it's like you see how strong all these mons are, but then
Mhm.
it seems like there's no real. I'm trying to like word it properly. I don't want to say it's like a bad draft or cause obviously it's a scary draft. I just feel
Uh,
I don't know. It just seems like it's missing something to me.
mm,
I don't know how to put it properly.
yeah. Uh, well, I mean, I went ahead and put them at like second place. They're basically like the second base or best place team to me.
Yeah,
They're the offense for them is really strong. Like as you mentioned, like their aura lender is Keldeo,
yeah,
and then even Celebi potentially with nasty plot. I feel, and then even then, if say Celebi doesn't like being in like against the steel type, okay, well I'm just gonna quick U-turn and go into Keldeo or Landorus. So it's
yeah.
like, okay, well Keldeo doesn't like being in against the grass type. Okay, sure, I'm just gonna flip turn into Mega Altaria. Like things like that. So I feel like it's gonna be really hard to switch into this team
Yeah, I feel
as
like this team could
you know,
literally be six out sweepers just to offensively pressure you as much as possible.
yeah, and then just like clean up with their aura.
Yeah, because obviously bulk up Carmine, Zero Aura. Same with
Mm-hmm.
Landorus I with like Sword Dance, bulk up Carmine, um, Dragon Dance or Cotton Guard Altaria. You got the bulk
Yeah.
up Flame Charge Incineroar set, Sword Dance or Carmine Keldeo, Sword Dance
Mm-hmm.
Nasty
Well,
Plot
towards
Celebi.
that, Keldeo isn't a set.
Hey, it's Draft League, anything can be a set.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got Quiverdan's Venomoth, which we didn't even touch on, and Swords Dance Doublade. Like he's got 8 setup
Yeah.
sweepers. It's just I don't know what it is. This team just doesn't look.
And then even something like a rock polish golem could be
Or even
pretty
that, yeah,
threatening.
true.
Yeah. And then golem having that magnet pull ability can really help out things like Mega Altaria,
Yeah,
Celebi, and then Venomoth to like just freely set up and not have a real switch in.
Trapper Ferrothorn, click Fire Punch, then you've got a Dragon Dance Altaria to clean up.
Yep.
It's obviously not
Or
going to stand in front of an
even
Incineroar.
yeah, or even like trap Celesteela, click well charge against it till it dies, and then just click like quiver dance on Venomoth.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel harsh putting it 7th now. Like we talked about it. It's just I can't put my finger on it. It's like
Mm.
now you talked about all the offense. I'm kind of like, oh, this draft's actually a problem.
Yeah,
It's like he has rocks with Landorus Eye, Celebi, Golem.
Golem,
Ah,
Smeargle,
that's what. Okay, I figured it out. Landorus Eye. Is he going to run Defog Landorus Eye, Defog Altaria, um, or even
Rapid Spin, Smeargle, Rapid Spin, Cryogonal,
like
Defog,
I feel like he's
like,
pressured to bring Cryogonal most weeks, which could hinder him in certain matchups for the most part, since you don't really want to be wasting a slot on Landorus Eye to click Defog. You don't want to be wasting a slot on Altaria with how versatile that is. Smeagol,
well,
Wily.
I mean, with how versatile Altaria is, you could bring like a defensive Altaria. It does
Yeah,
have
like
the
Roost,
stats and typing for it, like
Roost,
Roost,
Defog,
Defog,
Hyper Voice.
yeah, Hyper Voice, and then like filler move, either like Fire Blast or like Toxic or
Yeah,
something.
but I know what this guy's like. He's going to be bringing up offensive Altaria every week. Oh my god. Yeah, I just feel like
I feel like
yeah, I just feel like the fact that he's pressured to bring a rapid sprint Cryogonal, otherwise he's really prone to hazards that can lead to tough matchups.
yeah. I mean, I really like how basically the entire team can pivot into each other aside from like
Yeah, that's an
Altaria
insane
and like
aspect to the team.
Cryogonal and Doublade. Like everything learns either U-turn, Volt Switch, or even like Incineroar gets parting shot, so it can lower stats while it's going
Oh,
away,
I forgot
and
about
then
parting shot
Keldeo split
Incineroar.
turn.
Yeah, that's actually
Yeah,
big. And it's sound based, so it goes through subs as well.
yep. So even if you try to sub up and set up on it, it could just parting shot and make sure your one stat
And then
drops.
he could use Zeraora to set up, or
Mhm.
Tara to set up, Keldeo to set up.
Yeah, Keldeo, Landorus, Incineroar, Celebi, like everything can set up, everything can pivot.
To be fair, like
that's why I really like the
into
team.
Venomoth
And
could be an issue.
yeah,
Especially
yeah,
with like
exactly.
Bug Buzz as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tinted lens.
Yeah, that's gonna hit really hard.
Yeah.
And then Celebi's really nice to like sponge status since it does have the natural cure. And it could just go, okay, well, I'm just gonna absorb your toxic that you're trying to click, and then click U-turn, bring something in, and now I'm healed.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I really like this team. That's why I did put them at second. They have a lot of offense and a lot of ways to deal with the switch-ins that want to come into everything, since they can't just pivot out and bring something else that's favorable against whatever came in.
Yeah, it just looks like one of those drafts that only has like one Hazard control mon when they have 5.
Yeah,
it was weird
because it's like you don't want to be bringing like default Landorus Eye with all the coverage it has.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And those base attack stats, Altaria as well, and then even like Smeargle, you don't want to be bringing defog in because it's mostly always a lead to set up those hazards.
Yeah,
and then Cryogonal with Rapid Spin and Venomoth with defog. Like you don't want to be bringing defog on Venomoth either.
Yeah,
because you want to be bringing like Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz, Poison Attack, and then coverage.
Does he get toxic spikes actually, Venomoth?
Venomoth, I do not believe so, but
if it does, that could actually be something.
Oh, it actually does.
It does. Wow, that's actually insane.
Yeah.
I'm glad I brought
Venomoth
that up
actually
now.
Does.
Okay,
yeah.
I might be thinking to move this up because that's actually mental.
Yeah, so I feel he really drafted well here.
I might put this above.
He covered a lot of check marks.
I might put this above the Jolteons into 4th.
And then again, something we probably didn't mention: Venomoth being a grounded poison type. That's really nice to have.
Yeah, it's super nice as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like we covered for the bases. Did you
for
say
my 6th? I had the War Turtles, but we already went ahead and talked about them. So at 5th, or did you have a 6th?
Yeah, I had 6th. Who's your 5th first?
Oh, my 5th was the Twin Leaf Town Tauros.
Coached by Steven. This team has a really nice defensive backbone consisting of Clefable, Ferrothorn, Mandibuzz, and Jellicent, as they all cover their weaknesses for each other very well. And then having a really strong and then potentially fast send mode with Gigalith, Mega Garchomp being the strong option and then Stoutland being the fast option in the sand is really nice for him, as I do feel he lacks in the speed department, as his only Pokemon over base 100 are Boltund and Delphox, and then, well, as I mentioned, Stoutland is artificially fast in the sand. And then you have very good options for, well, Delphox in Clefable, Ferrothorn, Gigalith, Barbaracle even, and then Mega Garchomp as well. And then Heracross also gives him access to spikes. So the only thing I probably would have picked here is a Rapid Spin user, just so he doesn't have to get rid of all the Stealth Rock or the spikes from Heracross from all his Pokemon.
Yeah, I had him at 5 as well. I like the Fairy Dragon Steel Core, Clefable, Mega Garchomp, Ferrothorn. They all provide Stealth Rock, and Ferrothorn offers spikes. I like the Firewater Grass, like Ferrothorn again. One of the few Pokemon I actually like as part of both cores, Delphox and Jellicent. The only issue I had with the team, like other than the obvious like speed tier issue, is Barbaracle. I know it offers rocks, but when you have Clefable, Ferrothorn, Gigalith, Garchomp, that can all provide rocks. I don't understand the Barbarical pick maybe outside of having a Shell Smash setup sweeper, especially when you pick up Jellicent as your last pick for a water type. But I love the Sand Core as well, like Gigalith, Garchomp, Stoutland, and the defensive backbone actually appreciates Sand as well. Like Clefable doesn't touch it because of Magic Guard, Ferrothorn's Steel type, and Mandibuzz as Overheat.
Right.
Like you can tell that the team's built
Overcoat.
around. Yeah, I said Overheat, didn't I?
Yeah,
Overcoat.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, busted.
Yeah, you can tell the team's built around trying to maximize Garchomp's potential with
Mhm.
like teleport Clefable with Wish, obviously to keep it healthy. U-turn with Mandibuzz. But yeah, like you said, maybe a rapid spinner since Mandibuzz is only has a. I'm pretty sure that's right. Mandibuzz is only has a control at the minute,
Yeah,
and
that's
I feel
only Mandibuzz.
I feel that's what's holding it back. If you got a low tier spinner or even an extra defogger, although like you probably want to keep rocks and spikes up. But yeah, I like the team a lot. I like the sand aspect. I like the defensive core, but I just don't get Barbarical. And I think that's going to hold the team back, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really strong team. It does just need maybe a little bit of improvement, but aside from that, this is maybe one of those teams that will be a contender for playoffs just because of how well built it is.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so who did you have next?
For number 4, I had the. Trying to find them 1 sec. The Cheekers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't find. Oh, the Kansas City Cheekers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like arguably the best Fairy Dragon Steel core in the league with Excadrill, Hydreigon, and Sylveon. They complement each other really well. So like Excadrill's fire and fighting weakness covered by Sylveon, fire weakness covered by Hydreigon, and ground obviously Hydreigon as well. The poison steel for Sylveon's covered by Excadrill, and so on and so forth. Mew is probably a top 3 Pokemon in Draft League, and whatever role the team needs, it can fill. So, like, obviously, if you needed a stall breaker, it can run like Taunt, Roost, Will-O-Wisp, and then like knock off or whatever. Obviously, it can run physical and special setup. Can be a good Scarf abuser too. I love Slazzle, Swampert, and Serena as the fire, water, grass core. Slazzle being a grounded poison to absorb the toxic spikes if they get set up against him. Galvantuz is a super good pickup as well, obviously an electric type and a sticky web setup. And I like Frostlass as well, a low tier spiker and has the ghost typing to spin block. So obviously, Mew gets toxic spikes now, doesn't it? Yeah. So obviously, he has the setup hazard stack option with Mew with spikes and toxic spikes, extra with stealth rock, and Galvantula with webs. And then he obviously drafted Serena as well, which I like, and Excadrill as a dual spin core kind of thing. I obviously he spent a lot of points, so he's kind of stuck with like 3 points for his last 2 picks.
Yeah.
So I understand the Hippopotas pick because it obviously provides sand for Excadrill, but at the same time, like a lot of teams are basically going to only be prepping for like 10 Pokemon because you're not going to need to put a lot of thought into prepping for Hippopotas because it's not doesn't really have that offensive output like maybe like a Powdon or a Gigalith would have. So I feel like a lot of his games are going to be like 5v6, although obviously it does help Excadrill, but a lot of prep will be built around nullifying that threat of Excadrill rather than stopping Hippopotas setting up sand. And Ninjask is a bit of an odd one at the same time, but like 160 with speed boost and sword dance, it can be an issue end game. But I just don't see Ninjask as an issue personally.
Yeah, so like you said, Excadrill, Hydreigon, and Sylveon are a really good Steel Dragon and Fairy core. They all cover each other really nicely. And then I do agree with that Ninjask pick. I mean, you already have Galvantula as your bug type, and you don't really want to be having 2 bug types in a draft because I mean that's like the worst type probably. That's yeah, probably the worst type easily.
It's okay offensively, I guess.
Yeah, because U-turn, but like aside from that, really, they have a lot of weaknesses like grass, but I don't know. I really don't like Bug, so seeing like two of them, especially when Galvantula is already a really good one, right? You don't want to
Yeah,
have
for
to
sure.
stack your Bug types. And then, so mentioning Galvantula, it does have that sticky web support in case, for that Hydreigon, especially since it isn't all that fast. And having that sticky web support is going to help it wall break a lot better. And
Yeah,
then,
with
like you,
nasty plant stuff.
yeah, nasty plot, and then it gets a lot of nice coverage like Earth Power and Flash Cannon. And
Oh
then,
yeah, it gets Dragon Dance as well. Almost forgot about that.
yeah, I got Dragon Dance now too, except like the move it has to use is like Outrage, and then if you don't want to be locked in, I'm pretty sure the next move
Like
is like
Dragon
Dragon
Rush or something.
Rush.
Yeah,
Yeah. So maybe if his opponents don't have any fairies, he can run that Dragon Dance set and lock yourself into Outrage and just get a kill every turn. But it's mostly almost always going to be special attacker. And then
yeah.
Excadrill is easily one of the best rapid spin Pokemon in the game.
Probably
Being,
the best, to be honest.
yeah, more than likely. I don't think anything else really, what's the word, like contends for that spot.
Yeah, I don't think
Aside
there is many. Maybe like a
from,
Starmie, I guess.
yeah, maybe Starmie just because it's a bulky water type. But aside from that, Excadrill is probably the best rapid spinner. And then,
Yeah,
like you said, with Mew, it can fill any role that he needs. So if he ever lacks, like you said, a stall breaker, he could just bring the Taunt Mew, and then it can also set up. It could be a support set. It could pivot around. Like it could do a lot of stuff. So really, his opponents can't really prep for the Mew. They can
yeah,
only like try and guess what he needs for it. And then Sylveon's a really nice cleric. Clerics are really nice to have on a team, and Serena as his secondary rapid spin user is really nice because it has access to things like knockoff and U-turn, so it could even like rapid spin, and it'll maybe be faster than the thing that wants to switch in against it, so it can U-turn out and
yeah.
bring
Moves like
something else
Power
in.
Whip and High Jump Kick as well. Yeah,
Yeah, it has really nice coverage. And then the last thing I wanted to mention were the Swampert and Salazzle. Of course, you want your nice bulky water type, and Swampert is one of the better ones as it also has access to Stealth Rock. And then Salazzle being a grounded poison type is really nice, to absorb those toxic spikes.
yeah.
Yeah, so let me see next. I had the Chicas at my third place, and then at fourth I had the Cyanwood City Quagsires. Where did you
Yeah,
have
they were
them?
my number three.
Yeah, number three. Okay, so we just have them.
Yeah, we swapped them around.
Yeah, we swapped them. Okay,
Do you want
so
to talk about them first?
yeah. Let me go ahead. So this team on paper is just really threatening. Like everything comes in and just hits you really hard. Obviously, the Urshifu having the Wicked Blow, critting every time it lands, which is going to be almost always, or literally always, right? Because it doesn't have an immunity, being a dark type. And then really the only things I want to come in against that are other bulky dark types, but it having access to the fighting stab in close combat may not want you to bring in those dark types. So more than likely a fairy is going to come in, and then if it predicts the fairy coming in, it can just destroy it with the poison jab. And then having things like the Mega Pinsir, Metagross, Nidoqueen, Druddigon, and like Raikou, everything like I mentioned just wants to come in, hit you once to chip some for something else and knock you out later. Then of course Raikou being one of the, well, I wouldn't say one of the fastest, but 115 is still really fast. It helps you outspeed a lot of things. And then Mega Pinsir also being base 105 is really nice as it can outspeed a lot of threats that want to try and outspeed it and knock it out and take advantage of its four times weakness to rock. Having Metagross Nidoqueen and Druddigon as stealth rockers, and even Mega Pinsir if he needs to is also very nice. And let me see here for notes. Yeah, he also has the Levani for Sticky Web, Moltres to defog, Florges to defog. The only thing I see missing from this team is a rapid spin user, so you don't have to get rid of your own hazards. And well, with that Leafeon pick there, it's double grass, and then Florges already does the cleric job that it can do. So I mean, I can easily see the Leafeon being replaced for a rapid spin user, and this team just becomes very solid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You done talking? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had them third because obviously, in my opinion, Urshifu is probably the best Pokemon in Draft League in a minute, purely because of like Wicked Blow, U-Turn, and Sucker Punch. And obviously, as you said, he has like close combat coverage for dark types. That probably the only type that would really appreciate that Wicked Blow.
Yeah.
He has like 4 good rock setters. Obviously, Mega Pinsir has the option to run it. Metagross, Nidoqueen, and Druddigon. Has Toxic Spikes on Nidoqueen, and then he brought Sticky Web with Levani. I feel a lot of that was just to maximize the braking potential on Urshifu. So obviously, you slow him down. Urshifu's 98 speeds, I believe it is, becomes a hell of a lot better. Toxic Spikes, a Pokemon that would maybe like like a Sylveon or something. It's taking 12% plus Wiki Blow damage, so it doesn't want to be taking that damage. Obviously, it's flying weeks, like you get Raikou to cover that weakness. Fairy weeks, then you get Metagross and Nidoqueen. Like I said, I feel if Leafeon was a better pickup, because that's just had an extra flying and fire weakness for no reason, in my opinion. Obviously, with the pickup of Levani, if you got, I don't know if there is one, but maybe like a 3-point spinner, like you said, would have made the team lot better, since he has the option to hazard stack, and you don't really want to be bringing in Florges, Moltres, defogging after you put all the hard work into getting the hazards up. The Fairy Dragon Steel of Metagross, Florges, and Druddigon is really good, and the Moltres, Alomomola, Levani, Fight Water Grass is really good as well. And this team is literally like momentum on top of momentum. So obviously Urshifu U-turn, Raikou Volt Switch, Moltres U-turn, and Levani U-turn as well. So obviously a lot of it is like you bring in Urshifu, bulky fairy comes in, U-turn, you bring in Metagross to click Meteor Mash. You have Raikou in, click Volt Switch, get into an Urshifu or like Pinsir or something. So like the whole team is built around getting a Pokemon in, clicking a button, blowing a hole through a team, and then opening the door for another big wall breaker on the team. I like that a lot. And obviously, like Florges is one of the best clerics in the game, like Wish Heal Bar and stuff like that. And he also has access to Calm Mindset for like Moonblast, Giga Drain, and then Hidden Powers or something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel what was stopping this from being a top 2 team for me was like while the Lone Mole is really good, it can be taken advantage of in the sense that it is quite passive. So obviously, if you bring a substitute or a setup move, you can take advantage of a Lone Mola and blow holes in his team that way. But at the same time, like you have to bring defensive Pokemons for an Urshifu, a Raikou, a Mega Pinsir, a Moltres, a Metagross. Like that's really hard in of itself.
Even like Nidoqueen and Druddigon can hurt a lot since they don't have the access to Sheer Force.
Yeah, my favorite thing with Nidoqueen is running Life Orb, Sheer Force, since you can it has a natural bulk to live a lot of hits. Then you have natural fire power with coverage of like Sludge Wave, Earth Power, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Flamethrower. It's ridiculous how good Nidoqueen is in Draft League.
Yeah, Nidoqueen's really nice. I like picking it up, when it's free and I don't have a ground type already.
Yeah, really, really good mid to low tier as well. Got a lot of value in this team as well, man.
Yeah, for sure. Something like Mega Pinsir at 14, either like Florges at 11 points, something like Nidoqueen at 12. Those are like really nice value picks. But yeah, like you were saying, this could have easily been like my top 2 if the Leafeon goes away for like a nice little rapid spinner.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So who did you have
At where? Sorry.
at what was it, second? You said you had this team at third?
Oh yeah, the Quagzos were number 3. For my number 2, I actually had you and the Monterey Quaz. Bro, that is so hard to say. What the hell? The Monterey Quaza. I was trying to say the Monterey Quaza then.
Yeah,
But, do you want to talk about yours, or do you want me to talk about it first?
you could give your thoughts on
Okay,
my team,
and
and then
you're
I'll
going to
just
your number
why
2,
I
yeah?
picked things. Well,
Okay.
my first, yeah, we had talked about the Scissors previously, who I had
Oh,
at
okay,
second.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So obviously your first 6 are disgusting. You have Tapu Koko, you have Tornadus, you have Slowbro, Garchomp, Arcanine, Drapion. Honestly, just looking at that, that could be a team in that could literally be a team you bring every single week.
Yeah.
Drapion provides you Toxic Spikes, Arcanine can run Boots, Teleport every week, same as Slowbro. Taunt T has natural breaking power like Taunt, U-Turn, Knockoff, Utility. Obviously has Defog as well. Tapu Koko pairs really well with Tornadus, since you can run physical and special in Draft League. Obviously has Combine Roost sets as well, which is ridiculous. Obviously, we all know how much I love Garchomp with Stealth Rock or Sword Dance sets, or even Scarf, to be honest. And then, like, you can tell that you had Mega Abomasnow in mind to build around, since obviously Tapu Koko, Tornadus, Arcanine can use U-Turn or Teleport respectively. And obviously Arcanine wants to, with Arcanine, you're going to be baiting in bulky waters. Taunty maybe what's a good, like maybe an electric
Like
type,
an electric
something
type,
that
yeah.
wouldn't want to take on a Abomasnow. Tapu Koko would be baiting the ground types. And obviously U-Turn or Teleport, you get into a Abomasnow, which can take advantage of them. Like for electric types, it gets Earthquake. For ground types, obviously gets its stabs in Blizzard and Giga Drain, and then same again with water types, gets Giga Drain or Wood Hammer on the physical side. You also, I like the Trick Room aspect you have with the team, like Slowbro. Dusknoir gets Trick Room, doesn't it, as well?
Yeah, Dusknoir, Audino, and Slowbro all get Trick Room.
Dusknoir obviously can take advantage of the Trick Room itself, since it's a good spin blocker as well, and it gets Poltergeist now, since
no more
now he doesn't have to rely on Shadow Punch. Bro, Poltergeist broke a lot of ghost types, my god. Obviously Sork's really good as well, as a fighting type. And Sandslash, normally I wouldn't be a fan of it, but obviously on the team when you've got Trick Room and Hail, maybe one week you could run Spin plus Hail to obviously maximize its speed, or another week you could run a dual hazard sets with Spikes and Stealth Rock. Or obviously you can take the advantage of Trick Room itself with what its speed stats like base 45, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. It's around there.
Sandslash has a 65 base.
Oh god, it's faster than I thought.
Yeah,
okay.
it's decently fast.
Yeah, I thought it was way slower than that. So obviously you can take advantage of Slush Rush. Has the speed stat to take advantage of Trick Room, and it can also be a hazard setter to maybe maximize the potential of Tornadus T or Tapu Koko. Honestly, this team's just ridiculous. It's kind of wild. This isn't my number 1 with how good it is.
Yeah.
Looking at it now.
Yeah, I mean the number 1 team is just insane. So I don't even blame you. I mean, we put same team there since we haven't talked about them yet. But yeah, I started with Mega Abomasnow in mind. You know, the first thing I wanted was like Dragapult and Heatran, but it looked like even if the second person to pick didn't snipe it, the third person was gonna snipe it. So I probably wasn't gonna get Dragapult. So I just went and grabbed Tapu Koko, since you know it's a really nice electric type, gets U-turn. You know, so I don't have to run Volt Switch into bulky grounds and then just lose my turn trying to get out. And then of course I wanted to get Heatran round 2, but I have this curse where if I want to pick Mega Abomasnow, people pick Heatran round 2, and when I don't want to pick it, it goes like round 7 for some reason. So Heatran got sniped. Heatran got sniped.
Unless Jermaine's around. It goes round 1.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I hate it. But yeah, so I went ahead and picked Slowbro because Slowbro deals with the fire and fighting attacks for Abomasnow, and like you said, it can teleport out against the electric types that it doesn't want to face, even like opposing grass types, since Abomasnow does beat those. And then it also gets Trick Room, so I can click Trick Room, click Teleport, bring in Abomasnow, and just start running things over with Blizzard and the grass stab, and even like ground attacks in like Earth Power and Earthquake. And then getting the nice 6% chip with the hail is also going to be really useful to pick things off into range of like ice shards even. And then Torn also getting U-turn, Arcanine getting teleport. Like that's mostly what I drafted around. It was like, okay, I'm gonna bring things that can pivot out that Abomasnow can beat. So like you were mentioning, Arcanine doesn't want to be facing the bulky waters or bulky grounds, or even rock types, and Abomasnow can beat those. Torn doesn't want to be facing electric types, so Abomasnow can beat those. Slowbro doesn't want to face electric or grass. Abomasnow beats those, right? So it's just it's
just a common trend.
Yeah, so it was just me picking. Okay, well these guys don't like being in against these types, and Abomasnow just kind of beats them all. So I'll just pick them to pivot into them, and getting that little bit of U-turn and Volt Switch chip is really nice to put things in range for attacks.
Yeah, 10% go a long way in draft league.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Didn't even talk about Sandslash. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, it's kind of obvious what it wants to do. I just bring it with the Slush Rush, right? I could spin, and this gen it did get access to spikes, which is really nice, which is another reason I wanted to pick it. It gives me access to the spin on top of my Stealth Rock and Toxic Spike that I already had on the team.
Yeah, bro, I just love Alolan Sandslash.
Yeah, I think
draft
it's really
league not
cool.
so much, but on this team specifically, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly play VGC, and in like 2017, I really wanted to use Hail just because I really liked the Alolan Sandslash, but sadly, Hail's bad, so that didn't go very
It's
well.
worth a shot.
Yeah.
Oh man. Do you want to go into number one now, or?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we both had the same team, right? We haven't talked about it yet. At number one, unanimously, we have the Cheeky Charms. This team is disgusting, man. Like, what's gonna break through a Celesteela, Toxapex, Latias, Klefki, and Mega Sableye? Even like Cradily can be hard to break through, especially with the other things surrounding it.
Or even Beware, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's not to be slept on. Bro, like this team, I think this team could be close to the perfect draft.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got speed tiers like Latias 110, Volcarona 100, Cypher and Electabuzz even hit 105.
Yep.
Then you got the very Dragon Steel of Celesteela, Latias, Klefki. Normally, I don't like doubling up on typings, but like Klefki and Celesteela cover each other's typing as well. Obviously, the Fire, Water, Grass, Toxapex, Volcarona, Cradily is great. Obviously, he has Seismitoad as an extra water, which pairs well with Volcarona, since Volcarona doesn't like water or rock. And Seismitoad is immune to one and resists the other. Obviously, he has Hazard stack with T-Spikes, Toxapex, Stealth Rock, Seismitoad, Cradily, and then he has Spikes with Klefki. And then Sableye, bro. This guy drafted Mega Sableye with Toxapex, Celesteela.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Good luck to anyone facing this team, right? Like,
bro, he has like, don't get me wrong, it's only 2 rock setters, but Seismitoad can literally is splashable this generation.
Yeah.
Cradily is a good low tier rock setter. And then he has decent hazard control with Latias, Volcarona, Klefki, Cypher. The speed tiers are great. Volt turn core of Volcarona again, U-turn, Cypher with U-turn, Electabuzz with Volt Switch. Sableye is a spin blocker, so if he hazard stacks, he has that safety net. Like, what is this team?
Yeah, and like you were mentioning, having the two Stealth Rock users in Seismitoad and Cradily is really nice. I think Cradily is often really slept on as an option, but
Yeah,
being
it really
a
is.
rock type that's immune to water is also really cool. So he has
And
two
isn't
water
weak
immunities.
and isn't
Oh,
weak to ground as well.
yeah, or grass, because grass resists the grass and ground.
Yeah, that's true too, yeah.
So yeah, having those two as his rockers is really nice. And then even if he only has quote unquote limited stealth rock options, Sableye can just set those up too, right? If someone wants to click it against it.
Yeah. He
Um,
drafted well around Volcarona, like super well. So
yeah,
like obviously Volcarona gets boots this generation. But obviously if he doesn't want to run boots, then he's got the safety net of like Defog Latias, Defog Klefki with Prankster. Obviously Defog Cypher, and then was there another one? I think I forgot another one. Oh, Volcarona was the other
yeah,
one, but you don't really
Volcarona.
want to be running Defog Volcarona,
Yeah, you want to run your Quiver Dance like a Venomoth,
or even
right?
like Specs or Scarf, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this team is it's just gross.
Yeah, for sure. I think like nothing's really a weak pick here, honestly. Like Cradleys is really good for the points it costs. Scyther's really good. Electabuzz is also really nice. Like maybe a rapid spin user, but like I don't know if
Yeah,
you would
you
want
need one.
to fit it here. Yeah, exactly, because you have what like four defogs and then Mega Sableye to bounce things away.
Well,
So
it could be good with because obviously he's got hazard stack, and it's like similar concept with other teams we've talked about where you don't really want to be hazard stacking just to defog.
mhm.
But at the same time, when you got the defensive backbone of Celesteela, Toxapex, and like even Seismitoad, Latias, and Mega Sableye, you're probably gonna be getting hazards back up anyway.
Yeah.
And it's quite funny when we was talking about the cheat because everything like double bug, and this guy's got Volcarona Cypher.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like the Scyther can go for a rapid spin user, as he
Yeah,
already
it
has
probably
a
could, yeah.
bug and a flying type in Volcarona and Celesteela.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think that's the only way to improve the draft. Maybe
yeah,
get rid of Cypher, get a spinner.
get a spinner for a Scyther. Yeah, exactly.
Honestly, if I don't know if the Fletchinders picked before him, but honestly, he could have got Claydol on this team and he would have made the draft a bit better.
That's true. Yeah, even a Claydol would have been really nice. He does have the Beware to be immune and also resist the Ghost and Dark types for the Claydol.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think Claydol actually would have been really nice here. Does give him a
yeah, would have gave
secondary
him
ground option as well.
the electric community for Celesteela and Tox. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's like the only qualm with the team. Speed tiers are great, hazard control is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's only got 2 rock setters, but they're both splashable for the most part.
Yeah.
Obviously got T spikes and spikes. He's got screens 12 with setup. Obviously, Celesteela is only base 61, but he gets access to like autotomize.
Yeah,
So,
it can be fast if it wants to and just threaten things.
a lot of this team looks one dimensional, but he can be quite versatile at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, and even if the defensive backbone does like fail, he always has the option of just going, okay, well, everything's chipped. Time to click Quiver Dance on Volcarona once
Yeah, exactly.
and kill everything. Like, so it's gonna be
Yeah,
really
there's not
tough.
many Pokemon that can revenge a +1 Volcarona as well.
Yeah, being base 100 and then having the benefit of powering up not only your special attack but your special defense and the speed.
Yeah,
It makes
exactly.
it tough to break through after it gets it up.
All I'm gonna say is I'm gonna be mad if I don't see a Magnet Rise Calm Mind Klefki sweep.
I mean, we never know, right? We could see some
Oh,
very wacky ideas.
I'm gonna be mad if he doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roast him in the chat.
He has to do it at least once, or a season doesn't count.
He could go 12-0. He's DQ'd.
Yeah, that's like no playoffs for you. You didn't bring Magnet Rise Calm Mind Clef.
He needs to now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, So that was our post-draft power rankings. Thank you very much to Adam, aka Kinda Stupid, for being here with me today.
No problem.
If you guys would like to see more of this in the future, please do leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel, guys. That out of the way, this has been Christian Deputy. Thank
I'm
you for
kind of
watching.
stupid.
Oh, yeah, and kind of stupid. Thank you for watching, guys.